Our special guest on the program tonight is actor Soha Ali Khan, who's now donned a new hat as an author and a mother. Soha has written a book called The Perils of Being Moderately Famous and joins us as our newsmaker this evening. Soha, thanks very much for speaking to us tonight. It's an interesting title. Why do you say, firstly, that you're moderately famous? How exactly did you come up with the idea for this book?
Firstly, thank you, Nidhi. And I think the title came to me first before I even thought about writing a book. I thought it would be an interesting title for a book. And it's called, as you said, The Perils of Being Moderately Famous. If you can rank fame, I thought that I would fall somewhere in the middle. And sometimes we do see on newspapers, there's always a sort of top 50 of the whoever's in the news, whoever's popular at the moment. And I've always watched my ranking. It's usually somewhere in the 20s and the 30s. Sometimes it plummets to 49. Sometimes I think I've had a personal best of about 15 or so. So depending on what's trending and why I'm in the news, I've seen how my level of fame changes. And then within my own family also, I've always felt that I come from a family of superstars. My mother, my father, my brother now, my sister-in-law, my nephew, who's all of 11 months, was trending on Twitter before he opened his eyes. So I've felt that even within the family, I've been somewhat moderately ranked in terms of fame. I'm not unknown, but I'm often recognized as a sister or a daughter. And it's something that I've come to laugh at, and I thought it would be an interesting perspective perhaps from which I can write a book.
Was there some kind of self-discovery as well in the process? The fact that, as you say it, belonging to a famous family where everyone's a bit of a superstar, your brother, your mother, your father, your sister-in-law, and you even mentioned your baby nephew. Is there something new that you discovered about yourself?
I think it's something I learned about myself before I wrote the book, and therefore I could share it in the book. It's about, again, coming to grips with who you are. I think when you're an actor, when you're a film actor and you live in a city like Mumbai, you can easily think that the world revolves around you. You can think that it's only about these 100, 150 people. It's a small industry at the end of the day. And you can think, as I said, that life is all about just that. The minute you step out of Mumbai, I think when you go on holiday, if you just, take a backpack and you go into the Sahara Desert like I have, and I've talked about it in the book, or you go to Paris and just become anonymous for a while as much as you can, I think you're reminded of how small a speck you are in human history. You go to the Grand Canyon and you stand in front of it and you see both natural and man-made wonders. And it just, I think, puts things in perspective. So whether it's my place in the family or my place in the industry, I think it's always good to remind yourself that you're not all that important at the end of the day.
Well, it's refreshing that you actually don't take yourself too seriously. Isn't that something that's quite lacking, particularly in the entertainment industry? I should say TV as well, TV news.
Yes, I think that, I don't know whether it's the entertainment industry. I don't know whether it's something to do with, the Indian personality. I've grown up a little bit in England as well, where there's a certain self-deprecating humor that one is familiar with. And I think that's also the danger of writing a book, is that the tone needs to come across, which is why I'm going around telling people that it is self-deprecating humor. I am laughing at myself. I encourage people to laugh at themselves and to laugh at other things. Humor is such an important part of life. And really, one shouldn't take themselves too seriously.
Well, Soha, let me also just talk about the issue of sexual harassment in Hollywood. It began there with Harvey Weinstein and other big names that came crashing down. But what about the Indian film industry? Do you think people need to be speaking out here as well? Are there stories that you know of or that you've experienced? Are there similar stories here?
I absolutely think that this is something that people need to talk about more and more, and I think that it's an encouraging atmosphere now that people are opening up and talking about it. It will give, it's difficult actually. A lot of women don't talk about it. There's a certain taboo attached to it. And I think when you support women to come out and share their stories, then it creates an atmosphere whereby people feel secure enough to do that, especially when there are consequences. When you know that when you come out and you share your painful story, that some action will be taken. And it won't be that you will be shunned by society, which is often a woman's fear. So I think it's a very encouraging atmosphere that's being created. As for me, again, coming back to my family and the benefits of being a member of a family where everyone is more famous than you. I've talked about the flip side where there's lots of frustrating aspects of it, but certainly a benefit of it, and one that I'm very well aware of, is that I have I haven't earned the respect that I've got from the industry. It's come to me because of who my parents are and everything that they've achieved. So I enjoy that. But I know that I haven't earned it. I've got a lot of love, a lot of respect. Everyone has treated me very well. And as I said, that's because I think of the family that I come from.